So, just a little disclaimer before I jump into anything. We just talked, and we were doing really good for about 30 minutes, I would say. And
it's noise.
The podcast thing, the box that records it on, it was not recording. So, we're going to start over, but it's not bad because we want to get this done. But, yeah, anyways, this is the Let a Hunt podcast, episode 5, and we're at a change of scenery today. We're not in my living room anymore. We are in a northerner state of Kentucky. I don't know why I always say that so weird.
More north state?
More north state. I got made fun of by the Sitka people.
People think they're in the South.
Yeah, Kentucky's considered the South.
Maybe, I don't know. I know Tennessee's like that.
This is the North.
They made fun of me at the Sitka store the other day, but this is north of where I live, so I'm going to call it the North. So, but yeah, we're more north. We're in Kentucky, and we started out the first day of our trip in Knoxville, Tennessee at the Sitka store. They had like a waterfowl thing for the weekend, and we got invited up there, which was pretty cool. We got to meet a lot of cool people.
That's why we all have on the hoodies.
Yeah.
Except for Landon, he took his off.
Hey, you got a shirt on.
He got mad and threw his hoodie off just now.
It's hot in here.
It is hot in here. We got to meet some fans, take some pictures with a couple of people, meet some cool people that had some cool stuff there, and we got to leave with some gear, so that's the best part about it. But yeah, if
that's selfish of you.
Yeah, how's that the best part about it?
I mean, it was cool. I mean, they gave us some stuff to rep their store. But yeah,
I get it. I know what you meant.
So, did one of y'all want to talk about what we did in Tennessee, and then we can jump into why we're actually up north or Kentucky, since it's the South?
Well, we were invited to the Sitka store. They did a waterfowl expo, I think you could call it.
Yeah.
And they invited us to come. They invited a bunch of people, and we were just one of the people they invited. We talked to a lot of good folks. Met a lot of good folks. Me and Easton talked to the guy from the Quail Forever thing, whatever it is that it's part of. But anyway, so he knew a lot about Kentucky, deer hunting, turkey hunting, and he was telling us about that. He even knew about the place we were going this weekend. And we got to learn a little bit about it before we came here, which was kind of cool. He told us to expect to see a lot of deer, and we did, so he wasn't wrong. But we talked to him. We talked to that energy people with the first, what's it called?
Form energy.
Yeah, they gave us some stuff, and they're pretty cool people.
I drank mine on my first hunt. It was pretty good.
Their energy drinks are good.
It had me hyped up. I didn't drink it super fast like Easton, so I could get a rush, as he says. But
I drank mine.
I drank it slow, and it gave me energy throughout the day.
Easton was trying to kill himself that morning. He drank 2 energy drinks.
Yeah, y'all, if there's any kids listening or anything like that, don't drink any energy drinks. Don't think you can drink 2 like Easton.
No,
you should not do that.
I had drank a Celsius that morning.
Which is already bad for you, just one.
Yeah.
Well, they say it's the best one and the most healthiest one. So which one's the best one?
I don't know, but it definitely ain't 2.
Anyways,
No.
I drank this Celsius that morning, and the guy, when I go in the expo, he's like, "Yeah, this is my energy drink. Yeah, you want to try it?" Like, yeah, I'll try it. You know, I don't want to turn him down. I don't want to turn his product down. But I tried it, so I was wired, and it tasted very good. So I downed it pretty fast. And, yeah, I was, like, focused answering questions and people back quickly. They were wondering, like, golly, this dude's on his stuff. Like,
I remember Easton walked up to me and Colin, and he said, "Dude, I'm so wired right now." I was like, "Yeah, your heart's gonna explode."
He was swaying like that. He looked like he was drunk.
Yeah.
No,
he told the Quail Forever dude that he didn't know what he was talking about.
No, I didn't. Nah.
That was pretty funny. Yeah, but there was a lot of cool people there.
The call guy.
Yeah,
he did the seminar.
Cool.
We met him.
The Quail Forever guy, he pulled out an iPad to show me and Landon his Onyx pins in the Appalachians. Oh my gosh. You couldn't even see Earth on his screen.
It was too many pins.
It was just red. That's how many pins this guy had.
Dang.
But yeah, we got to go to Knoxville. I've never been there before. I think it's all the same for all of us. We were talking about the foliage earlier. We got to see a bunch of cool, pretty trees and, you know, appreciate all of that on the drive in. I think we left there around 12, so we still got to see a good bit of Kentucky that we won't see on the way home.
We left way later than 12.
Oh, it was after that?
Yeah, what
It
was
was
it?
like 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
4 o'clock.
You're way off.
Dang.
I must have drank
got
3 energy drinks.
I only drank one. Don't drink any. But we got to see a part of Kentucky that we won't see on the way home because obviously Tennessee was way out of our way. But it was still, you know, cool to attend and fun to attend, something different.
Yeah, it's cool to meet people that watch us and all that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
The cool
I like talking to the game wardens. I mean, you talked to
Yeah.
the game wardens in Tennessee. Told us some cool stuff.
He said he was going to check out some of our videos. I wanted to mention too, when I ship out like our hats and stuff, the majority of our hats go to Tennessee.
Really?
And I was telling one of the people that was at the Sitka thing, they were like, they were asking me a question or something, and I said, yeah, we make merch, you know. I mean, one of these hats, but pretty much, if you could have 5 orders right now, I bet you 3 of them would be going to Tennessee, which is pretty cool, you know.
Yeah.
None of us have ever been there before, but it's just a cool seat of
I
where
see
people
that
are
on
watching
the
from.
on the analytics where it shows who's
Mhm.
liking the videos and stuff. It's a lot of times it shows Tennessee being one of the highest ones. Other times it's like Texas, I think. But Texas has a lot of people, so it's probably easy for that one to be number one.
That one guy that we met with the baby, I remember him.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
He was pretty cool too. We took a picture with him. I guess he recognized one of y'all like whenever he walked in because I wasn't right there. But I was telling him, speaking about the merch, they had the baby. His wife told me we need to make some baby beanies, so I'm gonna try to start working on that. That'd be pretty cool for the wintertime. Have a bunch of little babies repping Let a Hunt. But yeah, we left there, headed towards Kentucky for the real reason that we went out of state, which was to deer hunt, bow hunt for a week. We've been here for a little over a week now. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we arrived on Friday or Saturday. Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah.
And today's Saturday too. We're leaving tomorrow. And we got some deer on the ground. We had fun. It was hard. So somebody wants to talk about how the week started out because it was pretty rough. But it got good towards the end.
Yeah, it started out slow. We had the rain mess us up a lot, getting wet and trying to scout the first day in it and stuff. So that slowed us down a lot. Seemed to do better on the sunny day. Y'all killed 2 deer and shot a doe, and everybody saw a deer. So
The first day it was sunny, everything
yeah,
clicked, it seemed like.
but it's
I wouldn't say it clicked. We didn't do absolutely amazing. You did.
well, that cold
but-
front came through, and it was just like a major change.
Yeah. Yeah. You could tell there was a difference. It kicked them into the rut.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely.
in a day too,
Mm-hmm.
like overnight.
The amount of sign over here is what was crazy. Me, Easton, Breck, and Cannon actually scouted a different part of the WMA of a lot. We covered it. They got here the same day that we went to the Knoxville thing for Sitka. They got here that morning in Kentucky. I think they got here at like 6, and they scouted all day till dark. And it was just very minimal. And then Breck and Cannon continued to scout with me and Easton on that side for a good more amount of time. I think 2 more days. And then when we all decided to make the switch to where y'all were, because y'all got on them pretty fast.
Dude.
Colin and Landon jumped in the woods and just on them. They were between the 2 of y'all. What did y'all find? 200 scrapes the first day.
I can't think right now.
We found like
Somebody used the bathroom.
we found
No, it's lingering.
God, y'all are nasty.
Just we have to ignore it for the podcast sake, though.
we found the first day me and Colin got here and scouted was the Sunday, the following day after the Sitka thing. I just smelled it. Oh my dear.
Why do y'all do that, dude?
Oh great heavens.
Y'all can't.
Alright.
It's out of control.
It wasn't me.
The first day me and Colin got here, the Sunday following the Sitka thing, basically where we're hunting is different pieces of public land. Not to give too much detail on anything, but it's different pieces of public land that you have options to hunt. We jumped on a part of it. They jumped on a separate part of it from us. we got in the woods and just found stuff like we've never seen before. We've probably found 50 scrapes between the two of us the first day. And like I said, a lot of times you would think that most of it is nighttime sign, but the stuff we were finding, I feel like, was mostly daytime sign, which is insane compared to what we hunt. But we were talking about how the weather changed them. And I mean, this isn't anything crazy, but it does kind of back up our assumption that the weather sent them in the rut. We basically had 4 days straight of rain, and the first day when we scouted, I found a lot of scrapes, but the last one I found was a super huge scrape. You could tell it was just a community scrape. The licking branch was tore up. I put a camera on it, and over like a 2-day or 3-day span, I had like 8 different bucks all in the daylight hitting it. One of them was about 140-inch deer at 9 a.m. just hitting it. Just crazy to see all that in the daylight. But we had a hard rain come through. It rained almost 2 inches. After those days, it rained about 2 inches and pushed a cold front in. And after that happened, like, scrapes were just dead. I didn't get another picture on that camera. We hunted over scrapes. No one saw anything. It was just, scrapes were dead. It sent them into full rut. We all saw deer chasing. Easton saw bucks fighting. Gage rattled a buck in. Colin rattled a buck in. They were just cruising, chasing does. It's just that little weather change, like, flipped the light switch and sent them into rut. And I think the rut will probably, I saw they had more cold weather coming after we leave. I feel like that's going to be like their probably peak rut.
Yeah.
Peak rut, you know?
I think it kind of died off today, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
And I could have just been in the wrong spot, but me, Cannon, and Easton all hunted today, and neither one of us saw any rut activity. So I think, you know, what you're saying is true. I think when that next
week
cold front hits or whatever, it's gonna. In other words, they're gonna kick into
Full
a deeper
rut.
full rut.
Like
yeah,
a peak rut. you could call it,
pretty
yeah.
soon. But we could be wrong. I don't know.
Which is about right. It's about that week, I think,
Yeah.
in the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense, you know. We probably caught the pre-rut, which is crazy in itself, so I can't imagine being here during the actual rut, you know. But we purposely timed our trip when we did to try to catch the the pre-rut / like seeking phase. And it worked out pretty good. I mean, like, they were patterning to scrapes, and, you know, if we'd have known it earlier, we probably would have killed some good deer. But it's just one of those learning curves. It's our first ever, you know, trip to the Midwest. But we kind of got best of both worlds. We had that seeking phase, pre-rutish stuff, you know, of them hitting scrapes and stuff like that. And then that weather pushed through, and we got like 2 days of rut, which was pretty cool.
I think we came at the perfect time.
Yeah,
I do
that's
too.
Perfect time.
You get a little bit of rut and a little bit of pre-rut. That way it's not
Yeah.
totally random. You get, like, you know, some rattling,
Yeah.
which is fun, and you also get, like, some patterning.
Patterning, which
bucks,
is easier.
which I, you know.
More predictable than like
Yeah.
rut hunting. But
Yeah.
That guy in the parking lot that we had all talked to yesterday, I talked to him today for about 20 minutes, and he told me, he said they're staying up here. I think they're in a camper just in the woods. He said they're staying up here for about a week and a half, and he lives in Kentucky. And he said, I told him, I said, I think the weather's supposed to get colder, you know, coming up next couple of days. And he was like, yeah, it's supposed to get down to 32 in a couple of days. So he said they're really going to start hitting the rut hard, you know?
Yeah. And like that guy that I met from up here, I met a guy, I think his name's Brandon, and I met him off of Facebook, off a hunting group or whatever, and we were talking, and he helped me out a lot, actually, with a bunch of different stuff. But he hunts out here like every year. I mean, he lives here, you know, so he knows way more about it than us. And he even said that
He predicted it.
Yeah, he told us, like, me and Colin got here the first day, and we met him in a parking lot, and he was like, they're hitting scrapes for 3 days, then they're going to stop hitting scrapes completely and start rutting. And in my head, I was kind of like, man, how does he know that? Like, how does that? I don't know if that's going to happen. And it literally
Spot on.
exactly happened. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty crazy.
When y'all told me that, I didn't believe y'all, because y'all said he said it was like a light switch. And I
Yeah.
was like, there's no way, because back home, like we were talking about earlier, they don't just
Light switch.
light switch. I mean,
Whoa.
it was literally turn the lights off, and
Yeah.
they were rutting.
That windy day came in, bluebird sky, and it just.
It was
yeah,
on.
It was on. I
That's the main reason I think that we all started getting onto some deer, because I believe it was yesterday morning. We all made some hunts, and me, Landon, and Breck made some little early hunts. I mean, we got down at 9 o'clock. We weren't seeing nothing. We were hunting some draws, I believe, pretty much all of us. And Easton was actually hunting some bottoms, and we all decided to make that transition for the afternoon, and it paid off. You know, Easton saw, what, $5 chasing, fighting,
I saw 4.
messing around with does, all kind of stuff like that.
4 chasing 1 doe.
Yeah.
And they had a few different does in there. It's just that one doe was hot.
Yeah.
You just gotta find that hot doe.
But yeah, we started hunting those bottoms, and it paid off. Me and Landon got to shoot 2 bucks. That doe that you had shot was getting chased by a buck. Easton said he just never saw the buck, so he shot the doe, but I don't think she was. They were just getting into it, you know, so I don't think she was like, you know, bred or anything yet. So
The first day we were here, I saw chasing. No, it wasn't like full throttle, tongue hanging out, chasing. But the first afternoon that I hunted, which was like Monday, the day after we scouted, I saw some does ran through, and I could hear them on the side of the ridge cruising, and I just could never see them because of the tree canopy. But they finally made their way into the bottom where I was sitting, and it was like a little 7-point, and he was just pushing 2 does. And he wasn't hard down chasing, but they were running from him, and he was just kind of slowly doing his thing behind them, you know, like not a full out chase, but he was just checking them out, pushing them around. So it kind of started, like you could tell that the rut was coming soon, you know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's coming soon, and like you said, for some of them, it's like kind of starting. They're kind of just trotting along, tending does, you know, kind of halfway giving it full throttle.
Trying to get into the swing of things.
Yeah, but some of them are absolutely in. Like the one that I seen, I mean, that, you know how the sun comes through the trees and a couple spots on the woods are sunlit, you know. And that's what I had seen. I seen a buck come up on the maybe 2 ridges down from me. He comes up to the top and he gets sunlit all of a sudden, and I see a little bit of steam rolling off his back, and I'm like, golly, he must be chasing. And when I really focused in on him and saw him, he was panting like a dog. It looked like he was doing like that. I mean, his body was accelerating up like that, like he had been running after a doe all day long. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
He was tired already.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to mention, too, it's weird how... So, the WMA that we're hunting is huge. But Breck had found a spot first day they were here, and then I ended up hunting it that Tuesday, I think, with him, and a train horn. And he had found like 50 scrapes on that, you know, on that right-of-way. It was like some kind of planted right-of-way. And I actually saw 2 bucks walking around together, you know, like 2 little 6-point bucks. And then that's why I didn't really believe y'all when y'all said it was going to be a light switch. And then everything just flipped, you know. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they still got a couple of young bucks hanging around together, but...
Yeah, if I was a little buck, I'd have a friend.
Oh, yeah, me too.
That way one of them big suckers like you killed don't run up on me. I'm by myself.
A 2-on-1.
Yeah,
so they could actually win.
I don't know. They're not all like friends. They do that. The little buck I seen, he was stumping. And then after he'd stumped like 3 times, I look in front of him, there's a bigger buck challenge. It looked like he was challenging him. They were staring at each other, staring at each other's soul. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
They have a lot of deer around here, and it's just the Midwest in general. But we've never, like, I don't know if I mentioned it in this one or the one that wasn't recorded earlier, but this is the first time we've hunted in the Midwest for deer, and it was really cool to see all the deer. Like, you could tell they have a lot of deer here. We pretty much all of us saw deer most of the hunts we went on, or if not, came close to it. I think we all got opportunities. Like Easton killed a doe and shot at a buck, broke an arrow. Breck passed some bucks. Cannon shot some does this morning, broke a broadhead or something, hit a branch. Gage shot a nice buck. Colin passed some deer. Almost shot one this morning, I think, something. Yeah. I shot a little buck. So, I mean, we all had, you know, encounters with deer, which is good in itself, you know. So there was a lot of deer movement. It was just fun to do, you know. We've never done it. And I figured, I think now that we have done it and kind of figured out how we should approach a trip like this, I think our next go around is gonna be good.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
it's
the
gonna be
next
better.
time we go on a trip, which would be next year, we're gonna try to do this every year. I think the next trip is gonna be good because we kind of know what to expect coming out here now. You know, we had no idea. We just dove into this head first with no experience. I mean, experience hunting, but not experience hunting in the Midwest. Hunting in hills, we've never hunted in hills. Never hunted in the Midwest, so it's just a lot of firsts for us. You know, we tried to make it work as best as we can, but our next trip's gonna be good, I think.
Oh yeah, I think so too. It was rough, dude. The first couple days. I mean, we're not used to. We call them mountains, and I think we were on the phone with Abby yesterday, and she was like, "Y'all are exaggerating. It's not a mountain." I was like, "It's a mountain. It's a mountain to me. When I look straight up and I can't see the sky, and I just still see hill, that's a mountain to me." And we were climbing stuff like that. Go ahead.
This is funny. I didn't realize how tall they were until the other day. When you killed your buck, I had my neighbor come with his buddy. Hunt the same place. We didn't stay with them, but they were hunting the same place. And we went to help Gage drag out his buck. I never told y'all this. We're walking down the little road where Breck had sent me a pin to meet y'all. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking like down, like level with the base of the tree for a light to see where y'all are. And walking down that road, looking and looking and looking. And all of a sudden, one of them says like, "Oh, look, they right there," and he's pointing up like that. and I look up and I see a light, and I'm like, "That's the moon." It wasn't. It was y'all. And that's how high y'all were. I was like, bruh, no way. And we keep walking, and I'm looking, I still don't believe it. I said, "Is that somebody like climbing, like in a tree, like climbing down?" They're like, "No, that's them." And I was like, "There's no way." And sure enough, we get close enough, and that was y'all way up there.
We have to tell that story because that was the most insane. I mean, my dad asked me this morning. He said, "Dude, it couldn't have been that bad." And I sent him a topo, and it was stupid. Like that's the only word for it. It was a mountain, you know.
They're hills, but when you climbing up that sucker, you want to call it a mountain.
I call it a mountain.
The spot that Gage killed his deer in was down in the bottom, and it was a steep one, you know. And I mean, you're not gonna not go where the deer are because of the terrain dragging it out. You know, that's not what you're thinking of.
No.
You know, you just want to get the deer killed, then you worry about dragging it out. But it was one of the craziest experiences I've ever had. I mean, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
Worst drag out I've ever been a part of.
We gutted the deer in the woods, so that took off a little bit of poundage.
That was the first time.
Yeah, we had to. We deer carted it for a little while. Horrible. Deer carts don't work in the hills. No. Pointless. Then we began to try to bring it up the ridge. I mean, it's a super steep ridge. It went from like 540 feet of elevation to like 420 feet of elevation. So whatever that is, but that's a lot of elevation, and it didn't do it very gradually. It was more of a steep slope. But so we started to trek up there, and it was bad, man. I mean, we were struggling. We tried different ways. We tried to put a stick in between its leg. We tried the deer cart. And then finally we get about 100 yards from the road, and the hill was basically at a 80-degree angle. Well, no, it's 80, whatever. It was steep.
When you walk up it, like Easton said, it's right almost here. Touching your nose.
Yeah, and we couldn't even walk up it with our boots. We would slide down it, so we couldn't do it with a deer too. So we tried to do a human chain. We put Gage at the top. He held onto a tree and then held on to me, and
oh my gosh.
I held on to Breck, and Breck pulled the deer, and we tried to use all our strength and do that, but that didn't work. So we had to call Colin and them, and they came, and we tied a rope to it and had 5 people pulling it and still barely got it up, by the way. Then we proceeded to tumble down the hill on the other side to the road. Then we all fell down the hill.
Yeah.
Pretty aggressively. The deer fell down the hill. We fell down the hill. The deer cart punched me in the face. It was bad, man.
I smoked a tree.
Good first experience.
Yeah. When we drag deer out, everything's flat. We're hunting in water, so they just float. You just drag them behind. It's super easy, you know. But we've never experienced anything like that. It was horrible.
I know everybody thought, and Colin told me the same thing, but I vividly remember last night. He said, I said, "Here, Criddle, I hope." He said, "No, move." And he grabbed onto that deer by himself and pulled it up the hill. So I said, if anybody comes and kills anything, like if y'all would have killed anything today, we wouldn't have had to go help him. He just grabbed it and, we had already drug out for what, 300-400 yards. I mean, I was deep into the
I wasn't
woods.
tired. I mean, I just pulled up and
Yeah,
I had all my energy.
yeah,
Colin's thrown like 3 deer he's killed over his shoulders and walked them out like that.
yeah. I couldn't have done it.
Y'all making me sound like I'm
Colin
freaking
doesn't.
Cameron Haynes or something.
Colin doesn't drag deer. He just squats and throws it
Manhandles
over
them.
his shoulder.
That's hard. I ain't doing that.
But
no more.
we also, so to put it into perspective, we're not just weak. Like, I killed a deer, and the deer I killed was 1.5 miles deep, down 1.5 miles, walk on the road, drop down a holler, pick the deer, go back up, another one, pick the deer up, go back down, go back up, walk 1.5 miles, drop the deer off, get another deer cart, go back down and get gauges and do it all again. So it was like we were already wore out by the time we got to your deer. So I mean, we're not just like, we try. We give it all our strength.
I told Landon, I said, dude, should we just leave the deer I shot? I said, and just come back in the morning
we
or
thought
something.
about packing them out for a little while, but we didn't have the stuff to do it. So, but
That would have been
Think
pretty
you gonna
cool.
do that next time?
next time, if we'd have had some rope, we could have pulled them up on a tree and packed them out. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
But,
in there where I was hunting, I already planned on it. I'd put a knife in my bag and a couple trash bags, and if I had killed one back there, it was like over 2 miles. Ended up quit going back there because it was so aggravating to get back there. But I was planning I was gonna call every one of y'all, and we were gonna put them deer legs in a black trash bag, which we'd never done before. Some people might do this all the time, be like, why are y'all talking about that? That's normal. We drag our deer out, strap them to the backpack. Everybody just walk out, just like you have your lock on or your whatever strapped to your bag, and you just walk out like that. Each person with one leg, somebody with the back strap, that's nothing. That's easy.
I remember we were talking about it. I can't remember who said it. I think maybe it was Cannon. Somebody said, I call the back strap. Like, if we have to gut one in the woods.
Yeah.
And I don't blame you because, man, it was bad for a little while. But we finally got it. But it was worth it.
We cleaned it in the tree right here. Y'all
Yeah.
could have just cleaned it in the tree in the woods.
I
And,
know.
Yeah.
but
Pack the stuff. It wouldn't have been bad. But so I feel like we started figuring out everything closer to the end of our trip, which I guess is to be expected. You got like 7 days of hunting. It seems like you're not gonna get it really dialed in and figured out towards the end. But it was still good, still fun. We, like I said earlier, we all got to see deer and enjoy it. We had a house with a hot tub, which was great. We all enjoyed the hot tub every night. We all brought frozen meals. We all cooked meals before we came. Just to, I cooked the gumbo, and Cannon and them brought all kind of stuff. We just had a bunch of stuff. We just, it was just fun. It was a fun trip. So I'm glad we did it. We plan on next year going to try maybe a different state. I think we were talking about earlier, because we want to try to do this every year. It's super fun. So next year we may try a different state. We don't know where yet, but yeah, I don't know. Not because this place was bad. We liked it, but we want to do like sort of a rotation, like come here, different state, and then when we come back to this state, we'll hunt this public, because we already
explore our options.
Yeah,
or we'll come across something that's
really good.
amazing, and we'll just go there every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they're all like the same, and you like to change up the scenery,
Yeah.
keep bouncing around. I'm sure Gage is gonna love this place.
Yeah, he's gonna.
We could go somewhere better that we think is better because you kill a deer and Easton kills a deer, but Gage has a horrible time. He's gonna be like, oh, I want to go back to so.
Shit.
Oh my gosh. Dang it. I'm
20,
messing up.
29:43.
I can cut it
He was
out.
so quick to it.
But yeah, I wanted to tell y'all. I was telling Landon this yesterday. He said he had actually been doing this. He had never told me, but I told him, I said it would be cool because we doubled up yesterday afternoon. It would be cool if the tree that we hunted out of, we could like carve with our knife. Like I did it yesterday after we found my deer. I put like L2H on the tree, and it's pretty wore into the tree. So if we ever do come back and we want to go check out that spot, and you do decide to hunt it, you can hunt that tree. It'd be like some memories. It's kind
You
of
going
cool.
to jail?
For carving it into a tree?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've seen some stuff where
Arrest me,
someone
please.
got a whole dang metal plate and nailed it to the tree where they killed their
Yeah.
deer.
That's
God dang.
Yeah,
it-
for
it
real,
would
go
be
to jail
cool
with that.
to go sit back in that tree. Imagine killing another one out of that tree. But it'd be.
Hey, there will be another buck in there using it as a bed for sure.
You think Gage is gonna go scout there first every time he comes here?
Probably.
You should probably,
He's
go
probably
back.
just gonna go hunt that same tree.
But I know from experience that don't work.
No.
You're going to come back next year and it'll be a whole different thing.
Yeah.
They're going to be in a whole different spot.
I gotta let Landon go look at it first. That was his spot originally.
Yeah.
I said that yesterday when we were filming. It was pretty cool. We ended up I didn't even know he had hunted in there. I just went to Breck had stopped like.
He didn't tell you to go in there?
No, he told me and Breck to go in that bottom, but Breck had stopped on the front side of the bottom, and I kept going because he had looked on Onyx or whatever, and he said it looks like it opens up down there. I never even know you hunted it, and it was just so many transitions of woods, and there was a big draw behind me, some cattails that they were walking, some bedding, fresh scrapes. I mean, it was just too good not to pass up, and then come to find out he was already hunting the same deer that I had shot.
And you had a bit of an advantage. He was in that bedding in those cattails, and I'm sure that wind blowing, I mean, it was wind gust.
Mm-hmm.
That wind gust in them cattails is so loud. Like, if you ever stood next to cattails listening to the wind blow through them, it's so loud, he probably never even heard you get in the tree.
I had the perfect wind. I think it was blowing west.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a west wind yesterday afternoon. And I was kind of nervous at first when I sat down because the way we walked in, it was an all right. Wait, no, it was perfect wind. I lie. It was a perfect wind the way we walked in. But when I sat down, I was on the bottom side of a draw. I didn't want to go up it because I wanted to see that whole bottom, with the cattails and everything. And I was nervous. I was like, dude, if those deer walk down that draw, I'm screwed. But he ended up coming from the bottom, which, I thank God for all that because it worked out perfectly. But it was cool.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it crazy how, like, obviously the area we were having look in, the area we've been hunting for the past couple of days, is a very big area.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's huge. But isn't it crazy how little it seemed once we started talking? It'd be like, oh, I've been there this week.
Mm-hmm.
You were hunting right there. Oh, Landon, you were right there. Oh, I was right there too.
Yeah.
Easton's like, oh, I walked through there and scouted, didn't find nothing. This person, like I had scouted right by where you killed your deer and saw a pretty wide, nice deer that I would have definitely shot cutting through the cattails.
Mm-hmm.
Landon had been hunting right there for a couple of days.
Yeah, and I didn't even know Colin had scouted it.
Yeah, and
I didn't even know you had hunted it.
It's six of us.
Yeah.
We're all walking 5+ miles scouting. Eventually, someone's gonna cross another spot.
Yeah, and you see the sign,
Yeah.
which the sign is insane. Just to talk about the sign, we were talking about this on the trip, and I think we mentioned it in the first podcast that we didn't record just now. I definitely, I haven't been a hardcore deer hunter my whole life, just for a little while, like a couple years, but I definitely found more sign the first day I was here scouting than I have in my entire life.
Me too.
Like, that's how much sign there was here. I don't know if y'all can say the same.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
But
Yeah.
that's just insane to me, I mean, whatever it is, a deer not making that many scrapes and that many rubs in Louisiana, or there's less deer. I don't really know. I don't want to say because I don't know.
I don't think there's less deer. I think it's I think they just do what they're supposed to do. Like, generically, deer are supposed to wake up in the morning, move a little bit, bed down, move in the afternoon, make scrapes, hit scrapes, check scrapes, do all that. But I feel like for some reason our deer are like messed up and just don't do that kind of stuff. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
They're just so on the low. Like, everything is almost nocturnal.
Yeah, I guess because it's a lot of. Well,
Pressure. Well, public land is not a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of it's nocturnal. Big bucks.
I think it, because like, I don't, did we say that in this podcast? Did we talk about how the pressure, or was that the first one that we didn't record?
First one that we didn't record.
Okay, so I had said that I think there's more bow hunting pressure here than there is at home by a lot.
Mhm.
I would say. Y'all might disagree. I don't know. I think at home in Louisiana, there's so many acorns and there's so much water and there's so much bedding that I don't think they need to move as much. Over here, there's a lot of pine woods. You have to walk a long ways to come across acorns. When you do find acorns, you find a lot of them,
Mhm.
but it's not like just covered in acorns. You have to go into a bottom to find water, and a lot of bottoms don't even have water. So I think possibly the reason they move more like they're supposed to is because they're having to go all the way over here to drink water, having to come all the way over here to this acre area to eat and having to come all the way over here to bed where it's thick. In Louisiana, you have all that in 30 acres in a small little area. And that could just be one of the reasons. There could be multiple reasons, but that's just kind of one of the theories I have. The sign thing, I don't know.
But it's just like, okay, I'm just gonna compare it to other animals in different states. Like at home, our turkeys, they might gobble 1 or 2 times on the roost and fly down, and they're silent. Turkeys in other states don't do that. When we went to Michigan, they gobble all day long. So it's like our animals are just different for
They're
some
scared.
reason.
Maybe it's the weather.
The animals in other states do what they're supposed to do. The turkeys gobble in the tree. They fly down. They gobble all day. They do what they're supposed to do. Like, they don't do that at home. I don't know why. It's weird.
The weather does play a big role in Louisiana for deer, and ducks too. But I feel like colder weather makes the deer get up and move.
Yeah, I mean, we don't get cold weather.
Right.
At
When we do get cold weather, like for rifle season, we get cold weather, and I mean, you'll see some deer if you're in a good spot, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I hunted one time and saw, like, 3 different bucks and some does. And that's a pretty dang good hunt for Louisiana.
Oh yeah, that's a great hunt.
So,
Yeah.
I just really don't think it's the pressure.
I don't think so
After
either.
coming here, it made me see that because I've never seen this many people bow hunt in my life, especially in one little area. I mean, the day before yesterday, me and Easton were hunting a little bitty strip of woods, and there was like 5 dudes in there, plus me and Easton. That's crazy. Back home, you go bow hunting, you're gonna have a whole section to yourself.
yeah, the bow hunting pressure, which is not a lot of people bow hunt in Louisiana.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I would say it's the weather.
it's gotta be
Turkeys,
something.
turkeys might be pressure, but after seeing this, I feel like the pressure don't affect the deer that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. It's just
There's-
kind of the assumption I'm making.
I also noticed there's a lot of places for the deer to hide around you, like around this kind of terrain. Like
Yeah,
I feel like
the hills might make them feel safe. I was
most
thinking
of
that
the-
too.
most of the deer that I've spooked scouting, I feel like I've jumped them and they just ran around the hill, and I've heard them quit running,
Yeah.
like stopped on the other side of the
Yeah.
hill. They got stuff like cattails. There's a few thickets around here, swamps. They
Well,
got
they
a lot of stuff.
There's no telling how they can use the hills to their advantage with smell and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I found a buck bed underneath a boulder. And I know that sounds crazy, but
It's
like
a rock.
I was walking a ridge top, and
Some people see that every day.
it drops down. We've just never seen stuff like this, and the ridge top dropped down to 2 bottoms, whatever. I was walking to the point of it to see if I could find any buck bedding, and I get to the very point of the ridge, and right up on top of the ridge is a huge rock, and there was just the rock kind of hung over like that, and it was all leaves underneath, and it's just a beat open bed full of deer hair, and you just know it's a buck bed because you can look and you can see the bottom of each bottom, like you can see the creek in each bottom on each side, and it just was crazy to see. Like there's probably so many ways that he can use that bed to his advantage. He has a huge rock behind him.
You're never gonna
You know.
creep up on them.
No,
Right there.
No.
Basically.
but I just stuff like that they can use to their advantage. The hills, I'm sure they have very smart ways. I don't know a lot about hunting in the hills, but I'm sure they have very smart ways of cruising the hills where they can know what's around them at all times.
Oh yeah.
I think they definitely feel safe in the hills.
Yeah.
Like the open woods in Louisiana. Nah.
You gotta hunt the
Yeah.
thick stuff home. At home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something I kind of noticed that you kind of made me think of it. Something about them hills, like you said, they just kind of just skirt around them. I'm safe on the
Yeah.
other side of this hill.
Yeah.
I know you can't get me over here, and they like pop their tail up like that, and they look at you. At Louisiana, they don't even look at you, just
Gone.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like when
I don't know.
split my arrow, I walked to the top of that. The buck never even ran. He was like, "What was that?" He kind of just halfway turned his head. He never even looked at me. He just kind of did like that, and then he just slowly walked on the other side of the hill. I was like, "Golly, what?" I mean, he didn't hear that arrow split, you know. And I kind of eased over there to see if because at first I didn't know my arrow split. I honestly didn't know what happened. So I get on the ridge that he walked down, and he was making an angle up the hill, following a doe already. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, he just didn't care because he was thinking about the doe.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was pretty.
That helped
Yeah,
him.
he was locked in on that doe.
I wanted to mention that y'all were talking about the pressure just now because Colin mentioned this the other day and it made a lot of sense. From that original area that I talked about earlier where Landon and Colin pretty much started out because they said they overlapped eventually. You know, they scouted the same spots. Colin ended up coming scout with me and Easton and Breck one day, and I think Landon went with Cannon or something. But anyways, the further we would get away from that area, I think that's why y'all saw more bow hunters. You know, the further we got
Everybody
away,
was seeing that sign.
yeah,
Mhm.
the further we got away, the less stuff we saw, the less good the woods looked. You know what I'm saying? The closer we would come back, we'd be like, okay, we need to hang around here. I mean, we were all at one point yesterday, I would say, probably only maybe a mile through the woods from each other. You know what I'm saying? Oh wow, my phone. But you know what I'm saying? Like we all stayed in that
Yeah.
general area and we all saw more sign.
Yeah, maybe there wasn't a lot of bow hunters. They were just all in one area.
They
Maybe the
found
pressure
sign
isn't
like
bad.
us.
They were all just going in and seeing what we were seeing. And this is not a like people listening to this might think it was like a really small area full of sign. But how many acres do you think it was, Landon? From the bottom to the top? 3,000, Breck?
Couple thousand.
Yeah, a couple thousand. And this whole couple thousand, you know, Breck says 3,000 acres was covered in scrapes.
Yeah.
You know? So they were just all in this 3,000 acres when the whole place is probably like, I don't know what it is, probably like 20.
Y'all know what it is?
It's pretty big.
We don't have to give away the exact acreage, and they might be able to
Yeah,
probably give them enough
somebody will
clues.
find it from that.
It's huge.
But yeah,
humongous.
yeah, it's-
Absolutely huge.
Yeah, I would guess probably like 20,000 total, maybe more than that. I don't know.
Don't quote us.
There's another thing, like, me and Colin at one point saw a doe and a buck tending that doe into this certain area. And I think I was with somebody else, and we saw in the same spot, maybe up the road, another buck chasing a doe.
I saw him right there like 3 times
Yeah.
driving in.
Yeah, you had told me that. So I thought about that, and I kind of based my decision of where I would hunt off
Mhm.
of that. So I was like, why are these does going in here to when a buck is tending them, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
when I got in there, it was these steep ridges, but these ridges weren't but maybe my wingspan in width.
Mm-hmm.
That's how wide the ridges were, and they were, you know?
Yeah, a bunch of them.
So it kind of led me to believe maybe these does are not ready to be bred yet or something. And they're trying to wear these bucks out by climbing up and down, up and down, up and down in these hills.
Trying to hide from them.
Yeah. Just a thought, you know?
I think that's a good strategy for somebody to keep in mind. You know, if you driving in, going deer hunting in your spot, and every morning when you drive past a certain spot, deer crossing the road right there,
Mm-hmm.
but you drive right past it and you go to your spot and you sit there and you don't see nothing again, maybe it's time to go walk in directly where those, you know, deer keep crossing the road at.
Yeah, go check it out.
Yeah,
See
you
what-
might
what's
figure
going
something
on.
out, you know?
It's
Yeah.
just like scouting. I scouted one spot the first day, and I jumped some does coming up a draw to a ridge top. And then I was hunting right there, and Colin was coming to pick me up. I forgot why, but I was out early, like an hour before dark. And I saw a buck come. He walked across the road 40 yards in front of me. I couldn't shoot him because I couldn't video it, but he walked across the road 40 yards in front of me, and he went and hit that same draw that the does were in. So I told Cannon, we were talking about it, to go sit it. Sure enough, he sees deer both. You saw a deer both times you sat?
Isn't that the same draw I sat?
No.
Oh.
No, this was a different spot. And so he went and sit it, and he saw deer every time he sat it. You know, so like
Yeah.
just seeing deer there, seeing deer come crossing the road, going into it, and then you go sit it and you see deer. you
That's
know?
the Louisiana strategy. They don't leave no sign, so your only sign is just to see a deer and
See
go
'em.
back right
Oh
there.
yeah, oh yeah, it is. But it works here too, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I marked a couple spots on the way out today whenever I went back to where I shot that deer last night. And I marked some spots on the road where I saw deer crossing. And sometimes, I don't know if y'all do this too, it's kind of messed up, but like if I see a truck in a certain spot for a couple days, especially somewhere like I'm not going to come all the time, you know, because back home I'm not going to go obviously hunt in somebody's spot, but I just would like to check it out when we come back. There was a couple spots where there was some trucks parked in the same spot every single day. I mean, they got to be on to something. You know what I'm saying?
That's real nice.
They're not
Gage.
there for no
Yeah, that's
reason.
horrible.
I mean, it's not horrible, but it gives you an idea. Even if you go around and look in there, like I was saying earlier with the bottoms with Easton, we all decided to hunt bottoms yesterday afternoon, and we killed some deer, and you saw some deer, you know.
I don't know if they were hunting bottoms.
I was.
They were.
I was
I asked
hunting-
them.
which I didn't realize
you
it till
were.
the last day, of
I
course.
hunted both.
But I walked the bottom. I never went in it because I didn't want to sit in it up. But today was our last day, so I kind of walked in it. And when I walked in it, we got that rain, Thursday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. When I got in that bottom, I found 3 fresh scrapes that they probably made that day that I saw them.
Mm-hmm.
They were fresh. Not a leaf that fell off the tree on top of them. And a dugout trail connected them. 3 of them. It was insane. All in the bottom.
I wanted Landon to talk about his experiences with the deer this week, because I would say he probably saw the most and had the most encounters with deer, and he passed up a bunch of deer, and finally ended up getting it done yesterday, which, I mean, just, that's what I was saying about earlier. It was pretty cool how we just all dove into one area, and then he was seeing stuff consistently, and just getting on the stuff fast. But I don't know, it was pretty cool. You pretty much jumped on it fast, and then ended up, shoot, the last couple of days we were pretty much hunting all of your spots that you had scouted. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody else was seeing stuff because you had so many encounters.
My strategy coming into it was to hunt more than I scouted, and I don't know if that was wrong or right, but I killed a deer, so I guess it was something right. But anyway, that was my strategy, and I scouted Sunday, and then the day it rained, we all scouted. So scouted for 2 days and hunted the rest of the time. But and I think I liked that. I think I would maybe scout a little more next time, but I think for the most part it worked out pretty good. But anyway, I also got lucky because the first spot I scouted was great. I know that won't happen every time.
Yeah.
We did get lucky because you never went and scouted other sections.
Yeah, no.
I did. There ain't nothing
No,
in those other little sections.
Yeah.
We just so happened to go to these sections.
Yeah.
we can vouch for that
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. But I was seeing some deer. I mean, the first hunt that I made, I saw 3 little bucks, a bunch of does, and I didn't want to shoot. I wanted to shoot a doe. I was gonna shoot a doe, but every time I saw a doe, there was bucks with her, so I didn't shoot them because I wanted to just see maybe a bigger buck would come out. But all the bucks that I passed, I ended up shooting one smaller than all of them because I passed them all, waiting for a bigger one. That bigger one never came, so I had to shoot a small one, but just to put some meat in the freezer. But I saw most of my deer hunting in the bottoms, but it's just super hard to hunt to play the wind because your wind is just falling in
That's
there.
why they're
It's
down
just-
there.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
why they're down there. And I got busted 3 or 4 times. Like, it's super hard to hunt. It really is because your wind is just, your scent's just all in the bottom. It's horrible for scent purposes.
It just swirls.
Yeah, I had a couple bucks walk out on me that I was going to shoot Gage. The deer Gage killed walked out on me when I was hunting in that spot. And he did the same thing. He got downwind of me and smelled me. I know for 100% fact it was the deer because I saw him he was 20 yards away from me. So that's pretty cool, But
That was the coolest experience of my life. I'm not.
Don't cry, Gage.
I'm not. I cried yesterday. Cried in my stand. I cried a little bit. Tried not to whenever we were videoing when we found them. It was just, I don't know how to explain
tell the
it.
story or what happened.
So like I said, me and Breck had went into that bottom. Breck had hunted the front side of it that morning. Well, he wanted to push further back, and we split off. I kept going. At this time, I had no idea that Landon had even hunted in here, because he was like, "Yeah, that little land bridge is right there," and I was like, "What are you talking about? What land bridge?" I hadn't even walked that far. So I decided to set up a big patch of woods. Like I said, there was a big draw behind me, cattails to my left, where you could see the deer were walking on the edge. You could tell it was some sort of bedding where the buck actually came from, and then more hardwoods to my right. Perfect spot. Wind was blowing west, blow my scent straight out of there. I mean, I was maybe in my stand for 30 minutes, and
Wow.
Breck had got set up in a tree. He didn't like it. He climbed down, got set up in the other tree, and when I shot, I caught him. And it happened so fast. Matter of fact, I set up, I had just pulled my bow up because I was contemplating climbing back down because I had set up in a half-dead tree. And I remember one of y'all said the other day, like, dude, make sure you, like, why didn't you look up and see if the tree was dead or not? But it had one good-looking strong branch, and all the rest of the trees were growing sideways. And so I said, dude, I'm gonna sit in this tree. And I sat right there for a second. I was like, man, I said, if I find another tree, I'm gonna climb down, and move. Well, I didn't have time to do that. I had made like a little intro video, sat down, I started playing on my phone for a second, and then I just heard crashing through the water. I had rattled right when I sat down, because I had made a good bit of noise, and the wind was ripping pretty hard. Mm-hmm. So I rattled a little bit, and I grunted and snort wheezed. Once? Yeah,
you snort wheezed at nothing?
I just snort wheezed at nothing, just because I said I've been wanting to try it,
That's crazy.
While you rattled? Like after you rattled or long after?
Wait,
right
you
after.
You heard something crashing through the water, so you snort wheeze before you heard it crashing through the water?
I snort wheeze before I heard it crash.
You added that to the rattle, the snort wheeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that
So
just
you
makes
didn't
it
just
sound more
snort
realistic.
wheeze in the air for no reason?
No, I didn't just do it for no reason. I've been wanting to try it, because I think I could have stopped that buck I saw the first day if I would have. I grunted at him. He just didn't care. Well, this deer cared, because like we were talking about yesterday, I think he was the only buck living. I mean, I'm sure there's other bucks too, but he was like the main buck that was living down in there, because you could see his scrapes, and he must have not been bedded for. After I did that, 10 minutes later, I was playing Subway Surfers on my phone.
Oh, that's real nice,
Oh my
Gage.
gosh, what a hunter you are.
Dude, I just sat down.
Dude,
I was playing.
He was like, "Oh, it's
Subway
it's
Surfer.
1 o'clock. I'm not gonna see nothing until the evening."
Well, I didn't think I was gonna see nothing until 3 o'clock. But anyways, there was no servers back there, and I was doing that, whatever, and I heard some crashing through the water, and I just saw something far in the distance, and it was a buck, and he was the one I shot, and he was coming, and he started skirting the edge of them cattails where I told you I saw them trails. And he actually hit a scrape before he came to me, but he was so far I saw him doing like this, but I didn't think he was hitting it. And he was leaving, and I grunted at him. And when I grunted at him, he picked his head up, and you could tell he was just like an older buck. He was a man. He was just coming. He came straight to me, came in at 20 yards. The only thing I regret about this whole hunt is I couldn't get him good on camera, and it's my fault. But I was beating myself up about it earlier, but. He came in 20 yards. I thought I smoked him.
You got him on camera.
Yeah, I got him on camera for, a second.
You
but
didn't get the arrow
I didn't get
going into his body.
Yeah. But you can still see him coming in on camera. Thank God I at least got that. What do you mean?
Your first time self-filming a deer hunt.
Oh, yeah. So
you get a little bit of a excuse.
I told Colin, I said, I've been bow hunting for 6 years now. This first time I've even had something encounter me this close. I've seen deer off in the distance while I was hunting and stuff, but I never even had an opportunity to shoot a doe or anything. So when he came in, I said my number one priority is filming. I'm more scared for that than to shoot my bow. I just said I know how to shoot a bow. Obviously not, because I'm gonna tell you that in a second. But
don't give away the whole video. Make them go watch the video.
But I said I know how to shoot a bow. I'm gonna be able to kill this deer. I said I want to get him on film. And it was just in some thick stuff, and I couldn't move my camera. And like Colin said, if I'd have moved it 1 inch, you could have seen him probably get killed. I was too zoomed in. I didn't know that you weren't supposed to zoom in when filming a deer by yourself. I'm used to filming other people. The only really deer hunts I've ever filmed was Landon's Mississippi deer, and stuff like that. So I was a little nervous, but I shot him. We killed him. And like Colin said, we have to watch the video to find out the rest. But it was just very cool, surreal moment. I was very nervous at first. I mean, I thanked God after I shot him for even getting the opportunity to see a deer. Because whenever I saw them horns, dude, everything just, my whole mind, like Collins, how'd you say that earlier? You start shaking and you don't even feel like
you're in like a daze.
You're in a daze, yeah. You don't even know what's going on. First buck, first time even shooting at something. I mean, 6 years is a long time.
I've been bow kill too.
Yeah, I've
first
been knowing
public
y'all
land
for
deer.
Yeah,
it's a lot of firsts.
I know.
That might be the title of the video.
For 6 years. Like it'll be about 6-7 years that I've been knowing y'all now, and I started bow hunting around then, and it's been that long.
I just started last season.
It's a long time coming. So
yeah, like I said, last night I said not bad for a duck hunter.
yeah,
it's true.
Yeah,
literally duck hunters. We just started deer hunting.
And once you I think it was Landon that said that a while back. When you hear that slap noise,
Oh, that's the best.
and you just get to experience all that. You want to go full mode deer hunting.
Yeah.
And I mean, we talk about this a lot. We've mentioned this a bunch of times. we deer hunt a lot more now than ducks. But I mean, I just this weekend when we go home, I'm going deer hunting whenever I get back. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to hit it hard.
It's obsessive.
It's an obsession.
I wanted to leave
definitely.
today so I could hunt tomorrow, but Easton ruined that for me.
Thanks a lot, Easton.
We went to McDonald's.
You got
Didn't come back for like 3 hours. I thought we were going to be leaving when we got
until
here.
February 15th.
That's Cannon's fault. He brought him over there. He shouldn't have brought him. But yeah, Colin wanted to go make a hunt when he got home, and I guess it just won't happen. You have to wait till Saturday, Criddle.
Yeah, I know.
So we actually, I know we kind of talked about this, but I would say we kind of transitioned from hunting like scrapes and scrape lines to hunting like rut funnels.
Mm-hmm.
In a way. Like I killed my little buck in a I guess you could call it a funnel. It wasn't a super big funnel, like a creek bottom met a ridge ending, and it kind of created a little 50-yard gap of you don't want to walk up the hill, you don't want to walk through the bottom, so you can walk through it. And then there was just beat down trails in, hunted it, saw deer, killed a buck. So like stuff like that, I guess is what you would want to hunt when they're rutting.
Mm-hmm.
I think,
Yeah.
that's what we kind of transitioned to, rather than hunting over scrapes. Because the first couple days I was hunting over a scrape. There was a scrape 20 yards from me, a scrape line, And it worked. I mean, I saw a deer, on them, but I don't think you would have seen or done any good on that at the end of the trip when they started rutting.
Yeah, if that would have been yesterday when we were hunting over scrapes, we probably wouldn't have seen anything.
Yeah, I mean, possibly.
Yeah.
Like Breck, after that little light switch flip we talk about, like Breck was hunting a scrape line and saw a spike hit a scrape. So it's not, I guess it wasn't impossible. But like I told him, I think, I think before that, I think they're in that like seeking phase and they wake up and they're like, I'm going to go hit this scrape, let everyone know what I'm doing. And that was their routine, hitting scrapes all day. And then I think now they're not doing that, but I think if they pass by a scrape or something, they might still just hit it.
Yeah, because we saw them still hitting them, even though we could tell they weren't hitting them, I guess.
Like
they were chasing more than anything.
Like if they pass by a scrape, they're like, oh yeah, let me hit this. But before that, I think they were like purposely waking up and going to hit every scrape they knew of. And that was what they were doing with their day. Just communicating, seeing what the deer were doing.
No doubt.
And I think now it just is like, oh, I see a scrape, I'm going to hit it. I'm not waking up and going to hit scrapes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what the ones that I had spotted were doing, because I had got him on film and I didn't know it until today, but he was standing in one area for such a long time. And I was hunting, like you said, like a pinch point, a bowl, where they would funnel into this deep ridge. But it wasn't like they had already, I don't know if they had freshly made those scrapes in there, but they were already on the path of least resistance. There was already scrapes there, so they were just hitting them because they were just there already, But
yeah,
you know what I did? Once they started rutting, when we started realizing that they're not hitting scrapes, it wasn't necessarily a pinch point, and this is not like, I don't know. It's probably not like the smartest thing in the world. I feel like it's not a big deal. I know people do it. I would set up somewhere where I knew a deer would be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, a deer is probably going to use this draw, or a deer is going to probably walk the edge of this thicket. Once they started rutting, I said, I'm going to set up where there's no way they're going to win me. I'm going to set up where my wind's blowing into some water or into a thicket. It's too thick for them to walk through, or off the top. I also did this. I actually did this today at the top of a hill where my wind's blowing. Like, I'm hunting at the top of the hill.
off the hill.
And my wind's blowing off the top of the hill.
Yeah.
In my mind, I just felt like that was better than it just blowing through the woods,
Like it carrying it up.
Yeah, like it carried over,
Yeah.
Kind of
Probably
like some
so.
people hunt high.
Especially in the morning when your thermals are already naturally pulling up.
Yeah.
It kind of would do.
And it was in the morning. So, and I just did that. And I didn't just go in a random spot. I tried to go somewhere I thought deer would be using this area. And I just rattled. And that was my hope to see a deer. And I did that today, and I did it yesterday, and I rattled in 2 bucks, but they were babies. And very hard to shoot a deer running in full blast with a bow, especially when they don't come close. And it wasn't like me trying to I gotta shoot this deer. It was kind of like, man, I don't have to shoot this deer. It's a tough shot. He's moving, kind of that thing. That was my strategy. And then when they were hitting scrapes, I just scouted the whole time. I never hunted a scrape, and I wish I did. Because also saw deer moving, running down scrape lines during the time that I was scouting. And I wouldn't have, you were making fun of me for scouting so much. And I get it. Like, it is kind of, I shouldn't have done that. I think it's good back home, but here you can't do that. Does that make sense when you only have a week?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's not I think if you lived here, it'd be the same thing as Louisiana. Scout as much as you want.
Yeah.
I think the time factor you got.
Yeah.
Because if you're not counting the days of like today and stuff, and then taking out our rain days that we weren't gonna hunt,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you basically had like 4 or 5 days to like hunt. You know, which boils down to like 8 hunts. That
Yeah.
doesn't seem like a lot when you put it into that perspective. But I also see that. I mean, I think you should scout a lot too. I think I want to scout more than I did this time.
Yeah. Well, I need to scout less.
I think you gotta find that happy medium of like scouting and hunting.
It was also because the rain, though.
The rain, yeah.
I didn't want to sit in the rain.
And you couldn't see in the woods.
And I think when it's raining is such a good time to go scout. Like, it's raining. I've heard people say it washes away your scent. I've also heard people say it enhances your scent. I don't know what's true. But it doesn't matter. You can walk to the woods. I feel like you're not disturbing the deer as much because the rain's loud and stuff. And it's just a good time to go scout to me.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to sit in a dang tree and get soaking wet, not moving.
I don't blame you.
So I would go scout. And I was like, I'm going to figure this out really good. And I'm going to hunt once, and that's going to be the hunt where I kill. Didn't happen. But that was kind of my thing. And I think what I learned is don't do that. I think what I learned is if you're coming on a short, when you only got a week, scout 1 to 2 days max.
Yeah.
Find you like 3 spots you can, like a good spot and 2 spots you can fall back on.
Yeah.
And then hunt that good spot. If it gets blown out, fall back on your 2 other spots. I think that's a good strategy.
Scout until you find those spots. You know, if
Yeah.
it takes you an hour, if it takes you 2 days.
Right. Yeah.
And also, if you find, I think this is what I did. I found the best stuff within the first half a day. And I kept scouting. It's like I didn't trust it. It was like, this is too good to be true that I found this the first day. And I never went and hunted it. I wish I would have went hunted.
You didn't want to let yourself think that, oh, I'm already done scouting in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah. So there's a couple things I learned, and that's some of the things I learned. I think next year.
It's not too good to be true. If you find something that good in 30 minutes, you just did.
Yeah.
You found it, you know?
Yeah. Because in Louisiana, scrape don't mean nothing. You can hunt it all you want. You ain't going to see nothing.
No.
Another thing that I noticed scouting and being successful while scouting was like tracks everywhere. Like, I found trails, but like just tracks scatterbrained everywhere, like all over in the leaves.
Yeah.
You know, that was another thing that helps you really find where the deer are spending most of their time at. You know, just tracks all over. It doesn't matter where you walk. You can walk in this direction and that direction. You can just see tracks. But
I understand maybe he's going to use the bathroom. But what is he going outside for
Probably got to pee.
during a podcast?
You want to do, this might be kind of like a different thing to do, but you want to get Breck and Cannon on here, tell us about their first time ever bow hunting on public land?
Cannon's shaking his head. He don't want to. Breck,
Huh?
you come get right here where Gage was. Yeah, so Breck and Cannon are brothers, and they've never hunted public land in their lives. I don't know, Breck. What did you learn
Just tell us. This is
Well,
your first time
hunting
ever.
public land?
First off, Cannon came on this trip. Normally, I hang out with all these guys. Cannon come on this trip, and Colin didn't even know we were brothers.
Yeah, till like the third day.
One night, we're sitting at the table, and Colin's like, "So, how are y'all related?"
No, I said, are y'all friends? I didn't even know y'all related.
And we're like, "Oh, we're brothers." But yeah, this is my first time ever public land hunting, because I hunt private all the time, which they don't, but I do. It's different. It's way different in Louisiana. I mean, we were climbing cliffs and rocks and hills and mountains, and
those rocks are something
it was
else.
crazy. I put in one day I walked, I think it was 8 miles just scouting. I scouted probably 5 days this whole week.
Tell them about the scrape line you found. How many it was?
My second day of scouting, so Sunday, it was, I walked 2 miles and I found 47s. I counted on our necks. But other than that, and I hunted it. And at, I think, 12 o'clock, middle of the day, I had a little 6-point come out. I let him walk because it was the first 30 minutes of my whole week. I let him walk.
You wish you would have shot now since we're leaving in the morning?
Yeah, but I mean,
I wish I would have shot
your week would have
something.
been done.
Yeah, within 30
Yeah.
minutes.
You can't. That's like
He
my
could've shot
situation.
doe.
You can't pass. You gotta.
That was
That early on, you gotta pass something like
Yeah.
that. You know,
Yeah.
like. But
was that the first?
Gage
that
is
was
over
the
there
second
upset. He lost his spot.
I'm not upset. I'm good. I'm good. I was talking a lot.
But
Yeah.
I walked a lot. I'm not used to this at all. I'm not used to scouting. I go sit in a box stand with a deer feeder. It's just what I do. It's what I've always done.
I wish I could do that.
It's just very different.
well, how
Yeah.
did you like it? Like, what did you think about public land?
It's fun. There wasn't many people where I hunted the first couple of days, but yesterday when me and Gage went into the woods, well, actually yesterday morning it was just me, but I had 4 guys walk past me, and I'm like, I'm not used to this. Then
What do you-
yesterday evening, all of us hunted by each other. It's just different. It's good. I liked it. I would definitely do it again.
Yeah.
What do you think about climbing up and down? You miss just getting in the box stand and just chilling,
Yeah. I'd rather climb a ladder into my box stand than climb 4 ridges.
and you use the saddle.
Yep, I used the saddle for the first time. Very comfortable. Very different.
It sucks though. Don't lie. I
Well,
mean,
it-
anything
It was,
setting up
it was
sucks.
his first time ever climbing up and down a tree,
Yes.
packing in and out of the setup.
Yeah, I hate
You
it.
know?
Do
yeah,
you hate
no,
it?
Yeah,
It's like the
sucks.
worst part. I just like finally just getting set up and being ready to go.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Like,
it
I mean,
sucks.
I rush to get to that point. I really do.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get there.
At the beginning of this week, I was climbing trees out here at the house to learn, but I mean, yesterday when Gage was hunting next to me, I climbed up a tree, climbed down, climbed up another one in about 30 minutes. I
Yeah.
would think that's pretty good for
No, that is good.
Yeah.
the first week.
Definitely.
It sucked because I had to climb right back down as soon as I got to the top because Gage called me.
Yeah.
But it's rewarding when you kill a deer on public land.
Oh yeah, any deer on public land, even a doe, is like
Yeah.
it just is. I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's crazy because, I mean, I sit in a box stand. I was in a tree with a buck 5 yards from me eating acorns. Just he never knew I was there until he got downwind of me and he trotted off. But just having an animal that you go after and that you work so hard for standing right there, just it's unreal.
I tell this to people all the time, and I can't believe I haven't told you yet. I don't like talking inches, but I killed a 158-inch deer over a corn pile at 20 yards with my bow. And I was hyped up, shaking, all that good stuff. But shooting, you're not even going to believe this. Shooting a doe last year from the ground at 40 yards in a field, I think might have had me more hyped. A deer that I worked
On
for
public
and
land.
scouted for really hard and shot with a rifle last year on public land had me almost probably more hyped, like more excited. I don't know, it's just something about it is just more rewarding. So I would say chase the public land
Yeah,
kill.
it's
I mean,
think
even
it's
a
the-
doe, dude.
I think it's the work you put into it because, I mean, in the videos you see somebody, they go set up in a tree on public land and they kill a deer. You don't see the
grind.
I mean, between all of us, we probably had anywhere from 100 miles walked scouting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, there's so much work. Waking up at 4 o'clock, going to sleep at midnight, just
Yeah.
in the woods and the hills and the mountains all day long, chasing animals,
just grinding.
deer. Just you're on your.
That's what makes it
It's-
rewarding. When you finally get one, it's like it's just all comes together, and it's the best feeling ever on
Oh
public.
yeah.
That's like that guy told me and you. He said the pressure's really low this year, which it was the first couple of days. I think it got worse towards the weekend. He said, I think public land bow hunting, like deer hunting, got really, really popular, and like everybody was doing and wanting to do it. And he said, I think it's starting to die off. He was like, I think people are starting to realize this ain't easy. Like they're watching all these videos and thinking, oh, this is just gonna be a breeze and fun. He said, I think people are like realizing I don't want to do
Yeah,
this.
which is great.
YouTube
So,
makes it look easy.
Yeah, so it takes
Yeah.
it takes a certain kind of person.
Yeah.
Well, Breck, so
Sometimes I don't know if I'm that person.
because of like y'all, I know y'all hunt a lot in like box stands over like planting stuff, which is fine. I mean, I did that a lot too growing up. I shot a lot of deer out of box stands. Nothing wrong with that. But y'all don't. I know how it is because I used to do it. I never knew that like deer could smell even until I started hunting public land. Like, I would just go get in my box stand because I did that a lot, and I just would never worry about it. So, was that something new that you had to learn, like how deer you smell?
Yeah, like you'll sit in a box stand and you'll have deer walk up under you, and I mean they'll never know you're there.
Yeah.
You don't have to wear anything to prevent your smell, or like even like when it comes down to camo, you can go and you know and whatever. But when you're in a tree and they're in the same, like y'all are breathing the same air,
Yeah.
y'all are so close
Yeah.
to each other. Like, I literally watched that 6-point. He walked up, and he was 5 yards away from me. And when he got 5 yards further, he ran into my wind, and he just knew.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't have to worry about that when you're sitting in a complete box with windows and all that.
Well, I've just seen people say that, like, you try to tell, like, that might not bow hunt, so they don't have to get super close to deer. And when you're not super close to deer, it's not a problem. You know, like, if a deer's far, it doesn't matter. He's not gonna smell you. But and you try to tell them about how good deer can smell, and they're like, "No, deer can't smell. Like, I ain't worried about that. Like, they can't smell." And I'm like, dude, try to go get a deer within 20 yards of you downwind and see how it works out. They're gonna smell you. 100%
That's the
of
main
time.
thing. I mean, it's just it's all about scent, smell, wind, thermals.
You don't realize how good they can smell until you go bow hunting and try
Yeah.
to get within 20 to 30 yards of
Mhm.
a deer.
I remember, I think we talked about this before, but I remember like growing up how you said not worrying about smell. I remember it being like a C thing, like don't move and don't.
Yeah.
Dude, I
I move like crazy.
hearing and seeing doesn't seem to get me in trouble.
Yeah.
Scent gets me in trouble.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I move a lot, and I've also hunted with somebody and whispered, you know, like pretty
yeah.
loud with a deer 20 yards away. They don't hear it. Like I remember your dad being like, "Oh, don't blink," you know, like you can't move and stuff. I don't know. It's
Which
just,
is true. I mean, don't
Yeah,
move like
yeah,
crazy,
yeah.
but like that buck that I killed 2 days ago over here, when he came out, and I think he caught my ground scent because I had a good wind, but I think he caught my ground scent. And he was kind of curious, you know, and he kind of came close to my tree and actually left a stick on the ground. And he smelled the stick
Mhm.
and picked up from it and hopped off a little bit.
Yeah.
And when he hopped off, he looked back at the tree and was looking at me. And the whole time he was looking at me, I'm doing like this with my bow, putting my release on, looking at the deer, moving my camera at him, and he's looking straight at me. And he just walked and gave me a broadside shot. But the point is, he was watching me move my camera, grab my bow, and just... I guess they see movement like that from other animals in the woods a lot, so it's not that big of a deal to them. They see turkeys in the trees, they see squirrels in the trees.
Yeah, and they say you jump a buck, like walking. He sees you, he hears you, he takes off. It's all right.
You
Like
just
he's
think
gonna
it's
come
a
back.
predator.
But if he smells you, he ain't coming back.
Yeah,
Like you
right,
messed
right.
up bad.
Yeah.
So you know that's something you could add to that.
It's really scent and hearing, because they can, on a calm wind day, they can hear good.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing that you can maybe talk about when you go to the box stand. Are you quiet walking to the box
No.
stand? Were you quiet this week? Like
Yes,
trying to
I
creep
was-
up to
I
your
was
spot?
very quiet, but in a box stand, shoot, I'll watch TikTok with the volume up, and they don't hear it. Because I mean, you're sitting at 100 yards, but in a tree, it is so different. But going back to the movement, I got bored because we're sitting there from, what was it, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
I was swinging like a swing set
I'll do that.
in my saddle. You
Yeah.
know? And I mean, you still have deer walk out on you. The main thing that I figured out this week is the scent. I had 2 bucks come out, and it's crazy. They both come out downwind of me because that's how they walk, and they both smelt me, which I think they were too young to realize or care because
Yeah.
Yeah.
one of them continued to hit a scrape, and the other one was standing under my feet. But yeah, it was a very fun week. I had a very fun time with y'all.
Do you plan on trying to hunt public land back in Louisiana? Annie?
I probably will.
Give it a shot?
We made it sound bad. It's not that bad. You can get on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, you can go there.
You know.
And there's some public land around where I private land hunt. We border some of it, and I might give that a shot. You know.
Yeah.
Try it. Shoot you one out there, you fall in love with it.
Yeah.
Even if you hang that saddle, or you go hang a permanent lock on with your bow, 20 yards from that deer feeder, that even can make it 10 times more fun to me than
Yeah.
sitting in a box stand.
But I know, like, I don't know is for sure. But like that spot that you killed that buck in a couple years ago, it was on like a high line, huh?
Yeah.
So that'd be harder to
Majority, like, because, I mean, you want to get to where the does are, and the
Yeah.
does are running across. It looks like a football field, you know, full of grass.
Oh yeah.
So that would be harder to bow hunt.
Yeah.
I mean, you could add a spot, a bow hunting spot.
Yeah, but majority of our stands have feeders, and I mean, you can climb a tree, and
Bow hunt.
yeah, like I did, beginning of October. I sat and I mean, I watched. I was after one buck, so I didn't shoot any does, but I sat there with 4 does eating out of a feeder 20 yards away. I sat on the ground and had a doe come 10 yards away from me. It itches not to shoot, but when you're waiting on something.
Yeah.
Looking back now, I should have shot just like I should have shot this week. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. It's hunting.
Yeah.
It's part of it.
I think we all thinking now as we're leaving tomorrow that we probably should have shot that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I should have shot a couple times.
Yeah.
I felt like a deer was when I see a deer.
You feel like more are coming.
It's like, dude, yeah, because normally when you see a deer, there's normally
Good
more.
sign, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the same exact thing happened.
So
to
it's
me.
just I made that mistake a couple times.
Same exact thing happened to me. I would see deer and be like, I'm gonna see more deer today, obviously.
But
And
I was also gonna shoot.
Yeah.
It just wasn't like that perfect, nice broadside 20-yard shot that I needed to have to shoot a little buck.
Yeah, I got you.
You know, because I wanted to bring home meat, and I didn't see a lot of. I never saw a doe besides driving on the road for some reason. Just saw bucks. But
Yeah, I didn't see any does at all.
yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I feel like that's all I see back home.
The only does I saw were getting chased by bucks. So
Yeah.
And you come here, everybody saying, "Oh, the doe population
it's
is
so high. Yeah.
so high. You got all this
Mhm.
and that," and we really didn't see any.
They might be freaking hiding.
I think
Getting
they
chased
stay.
everywhere.
I think they stay up on the ridge tops,
They do.
up in
Maybe
that thick
so.
stuff.
The majority of those I seen ridge tops.
Which is why we wouldn't have seen them much because we didn't go on ridge tops. I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, we don't know much about hill country stuff. We all are learning about it, so it's new for any of us. But they may not have anything to do with ridge tops. I don't know, but that's what I'm thinking. Because we never went to ridge tops and we never saw does. So I mean,
Yeah.
maybe And then I would walk the ridge tops and see deer poop up there and tracks and stuff. So I feel like that was maybe does because it was always thicker on the top. I feel like that was maybe does.
I might have seen more does than bucks this past week.
Yeah,
I tell you what, I saw some turkeys.
I got a lot of turkey.
What?
We might be coming back for that.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
coming back for sure.
Can you just add a little
License.
a license to the one you already bought, I guess.
Mhm.
And it's
And we
real
could
cheap.
take one truck for that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, cheaper. We gotta come.
We got to.
We
Oh,
got
yeah.
to.
Well, I marked pins. I literally marked gobbler pins.
I did too.
On my Onyx.
Yeah.
I want to go back to Gage's dragging out story. It was so bad, I didn't even go hunting this morning on the last day of our trip. I slept all morning.
You were satisfied with Gage's deer. You felt like
I
you
was,
were.
I was very satisfied with Gage and Landon both doubling up at the same time. I mean, within an hour apart.
Yeah.
Just being there for both of them. It made my trip worth it for me not even to go back.
Yeah. I just wish I would invited me to help drag out.
Yeah, I was
no-
waiting on a phone call. I was
Nobody else
like,
wanted to get
man,
off of their stand.
because like,
Well, I
I
didn't
was
know y'all
waiting
were
to
gonna
get
go
a
that
phone. I
night.
never got a phone call. I never got nothing. I was like, man, I'm ready to get my phone call. Like that's the most exciting thing to drag and blood trail, you know.
Ethan just
But
went home.
I was like, maybe they forgot about me. Maybe they just don't like me. I started second guessing all kind of stuff. I was like, what's going on? Like, do they not want me to come be involved?
We
like,
didn't want to ruin anyone's because it was the last 2 days of the trip. You don't want to make everyone get off their sits to come help. Do
I
that.
wasn't
Yeah.
getting
My,
off.
my spot was ruined because we had to go through it to get from the truck to Gage. But
Well, I thought y'all were gonna be waiting till it got dark to blood trail, and I thought maybe Gage was like, I'm not sure if it was a good shot or a bad shot. I thought maybe y'all already made it back to the camp with the deer, or y'all were gonna wait till it got a little darker to call us to come help, because y'all knew we'd get off at dark.
Yeah,
and
you
it
know,
didn't
to come
help.
drag.
It didn't help. There was no service to contact anybody.
yeah.
Like
My phone was dead.
he sent me a text in satellite mode. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I
Dude,
went-
dude, it's pretty cool. I experienced it the first time. Your phone goes no bars. I don't know if it's from having the new phone or what. And it'll say you don't have signal. I don't know if it did this for you. You try to send a text, it says you can't send it. It says point at the satellite. It shows where the satellite is. A little thing pops up on your screen, and it shows your phone, and you have to aim it at the satellite. And when you aim it at the satellite, it lets you send it.
Yeah. That's what I texted Breck.
Dude.
When I shot, I had a SOS in that bottom the whole hunt. And I shot, and I was like, dude, I'm 1.5 miles in. I can't walk out just to tell these dudes I shot a deer. I have to try to contact them. My plan was to walk to the ridge top where I had a little bit of service. But I went to it, and it said connect via satellite. I connected via satellite, and it sent it. I sent the text like perfectly. Like I was on Wi-Fi. I was like, wow. And then I got his response text, and I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Never
Crazy.
could
I
not
need
send a text.
some cell cameras, some satellite cameras,
Yeah.
because I got some spots that just don't connect. Gage is laughing.
Yeah. But I think that was it for our trip. We were gonna try to keep this podcast short and just
Landon's tired.
Speaking of which, I just want to remind you, did you get your camera out the woods?
no, I'm leaving it.
Somebody's
Really?
gonna be blessed whenever they walk across that.
Landon you can't steal a cell camera.
Somebody will.
Yeah, but he's gonna take it home and he ain't gonna be able to do nothing with it.
True that.
I'll just be able to. Maybe it'll stay charged till next year.
But I guess
Oh.
Landon just got money like that. I'm gonna just buy cell
Golly.
cameras for my trip and leave them in the woods.
He told me he was never going back in that spot.
It's hard to get to.
Yeah. It's miserable.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy when we would pick him up in the afternoon.
Yeah, he was pretty.
One point he laid on the ground and we literally packed all of his stuff up for him and he got in the truck.
I punched a tree. It was bad. It's horrible.
It was funny when we walked up on y'all dragging the deer up the hill, the mountain.
Cliff.
Y'all all just like laid on the ground. Y'all all pulling on the strap. Some of y'all were pushing. The deer just wasn't moving. That's what I walked up to.
So if they would have called me in Cannon, we would have had Breck, Landon, Gage, Colin, your buddy, his buddy, me. 7 people. 7 people each get a shot on that deer. We would have carried that thing up the hill like it was nothing.
I don't think
You-
7 people had room to carry it, but
You
yeah.
couldn't walk up
It
the
wasn't
hill.
easy.
Everybody grab a piece of the leg, like front legs, back legs, antlers.
You couldn't walk the hill. You couldn't walk up the hill.
It was that
For me to
Yeah.
get up the hill to go straight up where they were at, I had to. There was trees growing out of it. I went from tree to tree like a staircase to get up to the top of the hill.
Dang. We could have brought Gage's dang tape rope,
That's what we had to do.
running around a tree and pull.
They had a ratchet strap.
We
They were
used a
trying to do that
ratchet
with.
strap, and we pulled it up from the top of the hill. You
Yeah.
couldn't walk up
Y'all
the
ever
hill.
try ratcheting it?
That would take forever.
Dude, you could do that.
We couldn't get it to the first tree.
Oh, yeah, I know. I saw.
So what y'all did was y'all tied the tape to the deer and wrapped it around a tree way at the top of the ridge and pulled down.
Mm,
Okay, yeah, smart. Probably what I would have done.
Yeah.
it was tough.
Need a lot of people for that.
Yeah, it was a rough one.
Yeah.
And then I don't think we told you. We put the camera on the ground when we got to the deer, and we were taking pictures and this and that. And I told Landon, or he was looking for it. I said it's right there. But in my head, I told myself I would grab it and pick it up. We get about 200 yards away, and I'm like, we didn't grab the camera. We left the camera on the ground. So then,
Sounds about right.
so then I had to turn around and go find it. Well, I couldn't find it, so I got back on the blood. I started trailing where the deer ran, and I finally got to it. But
So you tracked the deer twice?
yeah,
You tracked the camera.
yeah.
Did you get lost again when you got to that point where it faded out?
Well, it was after that, so
Oh.
it was easy to get there. But it scared me for a second because I couldn't find blood. I couldn't find the camera. It was getting dark. My light was dead. And
Yeah, Gage left my camera in a parking lot Saturday in Knoxville. We were about a mile away from it. I told him, I said, "Where's my camera?" He didn't even look at me. He just took off running. Luckily, it was still there. Somebody could have just grabbed it.
I'd have been $6,000 down the drain.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have.
But it's pretty late right now. So
Yeah, we need to go to bed.
I think
Yeah.
Heading back to Louisiana early in the morning.
Yeah, we're going back home in the morning. We were trying to just do a short little podcast, talk about our trip before we left. But it was a good time. I think we're gonna make it a tradition.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited for. We've already started looking at places for next year. We're not even done with our first trip. But yeah, it was a great time. Super cool place up here. So, anything I want to say?
Had fun. It was awesome, and thank the good Lord for that we get to do something like this, and just keep praying that we can continue to do this together and make memories and become closer and shoot big deer.
Yeah.
I think if we keep doing it for a few years, someone's gonna kill a hammer.
Oh yeah.
I think Gage did.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he killed a hammer.
you killed a
To me.
southern classic deer. Like, that was a good buck. I mean, that was a great buck.
He's crying again.
He's getting emotional.
It's so emotional.
But yeah, we're gonna try to get this podcast back to the 2-hour mark. I feel like that was a good mark. The last one wasn't. This one's not. You know,
And 30.
during hunting season it might get rough. What y'all think with the whole podcast thing? Might, have some quick ones. Have to, get them in when we can.
Yeah.
We're doing Polywog Cabin. If you don't know who that is, as our next podcast, I think that's in 2 weekends. He's gonna come do the podcast, so that'll be cool. If you don't know him, he has like a TikTok, social media, all that, and he lives down the road from us, and he cooks Louisiana style food, and he has this little cabin on the water. It's pretty cool. Look him up. But we're gonna do a podcast with him, and yeah, love to hunt.
Let it hunt.